All right, guys, let's go over some comprehension. Our new skill this week is going to be about fact and opinion. So here's our fact and opinion video.
My brother plays the tuba in the school band. He practices every night, and I watch the clock the whole time. Sometimes a few minutes feels like a few hours. Last night, he blew the tuba for 45 seconds straight, and that's a fact. A fact is a statement that can be proved true by reading, observing, asking an expert, or checking a reliable reference. My watch is a very reliable reference. Anyway, I think the tuba is loud. Actually, I think it sounds horrible. Of course, this is just my opinion. An opinion is a statement that cannot be proved true, and it might be signaled by phrases such as I think or I feel. Right now, I feel like hiding his tuba, but instead, I'll just keep an eye on my watch.
Okay, so fact and opinion. Fact is something that you can prove, while opinion is something that you can't prove. It's your thought, it's what you think. So if we come to our Reading Street book, this is what we would normally go over in class. So go ahead and follow along with me. Fact and opinion. A statement of fact tells something that can be proven true or false. You can prove it by reading a reference source. A statement of opinion tells someone's ideas or feelings. Words that tell feelings, such as should or best, are clue words. Okay, so now we're going to read this short story and we're going to use our new skill, fact and opinion. You can go ahead and follow along with me. Coming to America. The country where you are born is called your homeland. People who leave their homeland and come to another country, such as America, are called immigrants. America has been called a nation of immigrants. Why? Everyone who lives in America now, except for Native Americans, once came from somewhere else. This may have happened a very long time ago in your family, or maybe you and your family arrived here recently. Immigrants leave their homeland for different reasons. Some come to America looking for religious freedom. Others come to escape war or hunger. But mostly, people come looking for a better life. People came to America from all over the world, but together we are one nation. So our skill, it says this question right here, what are the statements of fact in this paragraph? How could you prove whether they are true or false? So let's try and find some facts in this first paragraph. The country where you were born is called your homeland. Do you guys think that's a fact? Yes, it's a fact because we could look up the definition of homeland in any dictionary, and that would be the definition. So that's a fact. People who leave their homeland and come to another country, such as America, are called immigrants. Do you think that's a fact or opinion? It's a fact. Again, for the same reason that we could look up the definition of immigrants and find this definition here that they said. Last sentence. America has been called a nation of immigrants. Why? So that sentence, America has been called a nation of immigrants. Do you think that's a fact or opinion? I actually think it could be both. We could look up and see that we are the biggest nation with the most, we're not the biggest. We have the most immigrants in our nation. We could look that up and we could probably support that with some specific evidence. But some people might argue that that's just an opinion. Okay? So that is fact and opinion. Now, if we go to our activity, for this, you will need a paper and a pencil. So you can go ahead and pause the video and you can get your paper and pencil. Okay. Again, a statement of fact can be proved true or false. A statement of opinion gives someone's thoughts or feelings about something. Words such as favorite and wonderful are clues that a sentence might express an opinion. So the example that I always like to use in my class for a fact, I could say, the sky is blue. That's a fact, right? How do I prove it? Well, I could just tell you to look up at the sky and you would see that it's blue. Another one would be, let's see, the sun is yellow. How could I prove that? I could point to it, right? Most of the time it's yellow. Some might say it's orange, okay? Now, opinion. I feel that the sun is always hot. Okay, there's a clue word in there that tells you that it's an opinion. The word was feel. Okay, I feel that the sun is always hot. That's not always true, right? It can be sunny, but also be cold outside. But it's my opinion. That's what I think. If the sun is out, it's going to be hot. We could also say, I think that yellow is the best color. I bet you would disagree with that, right? Not a lot of people like yellow. But that's my opinion. That's what I think. Okay, so let's go on to our activity. Read the following passage and answer the questions. Okay, follow along with me. I think that the people who come to the United States by sea probably had a very hard journey. Many of them had never traveled by sea before, so they might have been seasick. Families were crammed together in small spaces, so they were probably uncomfortable. On any one ship, there would have been people from many different countries, so the foods they cooked and the languages they spoke might have seemed strange to the other passengers. I think that finally seeing the Statue of Liberty after all those days at sea would have been a wonderful moment. So question 1, go ahead and number your paper 1 through 4. You might want to skip a couple lines because we are going to answer these questions in complete sentences, okay? So number 1, in the first sentence, is the first sentence a fact or opinion, and how do you know? So we would start this before we even started answering the question. We would start it with a sentence starter. We're going to take words from the question and create our sentence starter. The first sentence is let's go back and see. I think that the people who came to the United States by sea probably had a very hard journey. What do you think? Is that a fact or opinion? It's an opinion. And how do you know? What's the clue word? Think. Think is the clue word, okay? So let's go back to the question. The first sentence is a fact, okay? And then how do you know? I know it's a fact. I know it's what did I say? The first sentence is an opinion. I know this because they use the word think, okay? So number 2, write 2 facts that the author includes. Okay, I'm going to leave this up to you, but I'm going to give you one example that it could be. I want you to come up with these on your own. Okay, let's see. There are people from many different countries. That's a fact. There were people from many different countries. Okay, so you come up with 2 on your own. Number 3, what was the author's opinion about someone seeing the Statue of Liberty after a trip from Europe? Okay, so our sentence starter, again, we need to take words from the question. The author's opinion about someone seeing the Statue of Liberty after a trip of Europe is, and if you remember, that was the last sentence. I think that finally seeing the Statue of Liberty after all those days of sea would have been a wonderful moment. So the author's opinion is that it would have been a wonderful moment. Number 4. In your opinion, what would be the hardest part about the journey to the United States? Okay, this is kind of like an Oreo. In my opinion, I think the hardest part would be, and I'm going to leave that up to you. Okay, what is your opinion about traveling to the United States from a different country? All right, guys, go ahead and finish that. And that is your comprehension skill for this week, fact and opinion.